since the police started searching for a gun, which has been used in a shooting in Hyde Park at the home of former late Zimbabwean President Robert Mugabe on Thursday morning. And the police really have not made any progress in this regard. The gun is still missing. But we have some news. In an exclusive report by City Press newspaper today, Sunday, February 22, the paper reports that Chatunga Mugabe, the former Zimbabwean president's son, who is accused of shooting a man and almost killing him at the home on the day, has deposed an affidavit with the police. And according to this affidavit, Bellarmine clarifies that the man who was shot is not a gardener, but he is a security guard, his personal security guard. And this is where it gets more interesting. Bellarmine says the man shot himself.
Melinda, your camera. Where's the other one? The car is full, key. Oh, the car is full. Okay, you're missing the good shots. They're coming out, guys. Melinda, let's go. No, they're going to the other side of the house. Sure. Yeah. They're dealing with them now.
He says the man shot himself, and he says the man actually used his own gun. But here is a twist. The man was shot in the back. All of this, according to a report by City Press newspaper. So they say the security guard shot himself in the back, which would make it an impossible mission. Now let's...
Yeah, that's what I was also thinking. If you were to shoot yourself and shoot yourself in the back, it is possible, but highly unlikely. What seems to have happened in this case, maybe someone shot him in his back, but for him to have shot himself in his back, is highly unlikely. As I said, it's possible, but unlikely.
Backtrack. And according to the affidavit by Bellarmine, he says the issue between him and the security guard started earlier on in the week. He says he found the guard doing some rituals at the house, something he says he did not like. So he fired him. And then the guard returned on Thursday morning, and he was with some accomplices who waited for him outside the house. So a scuffle ensued between him and the security guard. And then the guard shot himself and then left the premises while bleeding. Bellarmine claimed...
Yeah, I don't know if firing his security guard was necessary or something that he should have done. Maybe he should have spoken to him first before firing him, maybe give him a verbal warning, written warning, etc. But for someone to be performing spiritual rituals on your premises without your permission, I also now understand too why he fired him. I wouldn't accept such behavior, because those rituals, you don't know what they're being performed for. It could be for his downfall, the owner's downfall, it could be for bad luck, all those things are possible. So for someone to perform rituals on your property without your consent, that's not a good thing. I don't agree with that.
That the same accomplices which were waiting outside could have taken the weapon while the security guard was being rushed to hospital.
I can say that out towards the end they were uncooperative because...
So what it looks like here from the story, the firearm that was used for the shooting seems to be missing. So as I said, the accomplices of the security guard, they suspect him for having taken the firearm, most likely after time as people are forced to come to court, to appear in court as witnesses. The firearm will most likely surface. People snitch, people don't want to be implicated, so most likely the truth will come out as to where that firearm is, because people know that with snitching, most of the time you get a reduced sentence, they take it easy on you, or they even exclude you from the overall case.
If they were cooperative, they would have told us where is the firearm, but they are not telling us where is the firearm. But we do have a victim that has been shot, so it states that the person, clearly shows that there is someone who has been shot, but where is the firearm that shot the person? Our police will be doing their job like any other case. The case will be investigated. There won't be any preferential treatment, and the investigation will unfold as per procedure.
And then as the police gathered outside the home, and as they were searching for this gun, City Press reports that they were approached by another man who says he saw the breaking news on TV, and he rushed to the scene to open his own case against Bellarmine. He says Bellarmine allegedly pointed at him with a gun at the Zone Mall in Rosebank last week, and he wanted to open a case of pointing of a firearm. He says he has the CCTV footage from when the incident happened at the mall, but according...
If this is true that this person supposedly pointed the firearm at him, why didn't you go and open the case immediately instead of waiting for something like this to happen and then you want to come and open a case? Also, another thing is too, a case is opened at a police station, not at a crime scene. So for you to come to the crime scene, what you come in there for? When a case that needs to be opened in a police station.
According to City Press, the Mugabes are not buying it. They say the man is just taking chances and looking to extort Bellarmine. And if you're wondering if Grace Mugabe will set foot in South Africa to support her son, don't hold your breath. She says she's not coming because she knows that she will be arrested. And this is in regards to an assault case involving Bellarmine's alleged girlfriend and model Gabriella Angels, whom Grace allegedly found with Bellarmine and his older brother Robert Mugabe Jr. at the Capital 20 West Hotel in Sandton in 2017. They were allegedly partying at the hotel when Grace assaulted Gabriella with an extension cord and left her with a wound on her face. Grace was granted immunity from prosecution on that case at the time, but this was overturned following an application to the High Court by AfriForum, which was representing Gabrielle. A warrant of arrest was issued for Grace, but at that time, she had already left the country and she never returned to South Africa to face prosecution. According to the report, Grace Mugabe is currently residing in Singapore, and she says, nope, and easy. Altogether, because she says she knows that
If you know that you're innocent, why would you fled to a country that has no extradition order with the country you're from? Just by you fleeing and fleeing after a case has been opened on you, that alone brings suspicion towards your name.
she will be arrested.
We run your prop firm challenge for you, and you don't pay until it's passed. Then we hand you a portfolio of automated systems.
About Grace Mugabe, you mentioned that almost 10 years ago she had legal trouble in South Africa, wanted on a warrant for assault. That has interfered largely over the years with her ability to come to this country for any reason. What will that mean now for any potential visit with her son in custody and likely, as we're hearing from the police tonight, to face a charge of attempted murder?
Well, she will be arrested if she does come in South Africa. There's no way AfriForum would leave that. She will be arrested. There's no immunity. As far as I remember, that was granted to her by any sitting head of state, President Ramaphosa in this case, because it was in 2018. And therefore, I can't see her coming here. And that's where the problem is. The only thing that she can do, there are many Zimbabweans and members of the family here in South Africa. Some fled when Mnangagwa and his people took over power, that coup in Zimbabwe. Later, there were elections to sanitize that coup, and you still have people who are in exile. Some were ministers of the late former President Robert Mugabe. Those are the people behind the scenes who will try and help. And secondly, maybe Bona, the daughter, might come down to come and see the elder daughter. And she's quite a dignified woman, and I think that's the only way that people can find a way to come and assist. But I can't see Grace Mugabe coming, and I'm also told that she was also struggling with some issues in Zimbabwe and health issues, so I can't see her coming to South Africa.
And Sophie, just when you look back to 2017 when Grace Mugabe was wanted on that assault charge, the South African government was largely criticized for allowing her to leave the country. And I would imagine even this time there'll be a lot of focus to see if carrying the Mugabe name will help the son in any way to possibly, I use the word possibly because we don't know, evade any sort of responsibility or fair legal process. How much weight?
Yeah, for her to be able to leave the country after a case was opened on her, most likely the people involved were paid off. Because if once there's a case on you, how do you just flee the country? Because your passport is involved, your ID is involved. Once they ascertain that you have a case against you, you should not be allowed to leave a country. So most likely she paid off whoever was in control of that.
Does the Mugabe name hold here in South Africa and back home? And do we expect that to be a focus in this matter?
Every case in the
court in South Africa, the judiciary is impartial. They deal with matters as they are presented before them. So it's not going to be about the fact that he's a Mugabe, but they will look at the gravitas of the case. I mean, these are serious charges, attempted murder, and therefore it will be very difficult to get bail and all of that. Therefore, the courts in South Africa are very independent. There's no way they will even think that they are dealing with Mugabe's son. It's going to be this alleged perpetrator or someone who allegedly have committed crime, and they will deal with that matter in that way. You know, many Zimbabweans at times are being arrested in South Africa for different issues, and when the courts deal with their matter, the courts deal with their matter, they don't even think about which family, which country. They deal with issues presented before them by the investigators, that is the police.
I really want to hear your views. Do you believe Bellarmine's version of events? How did the guard shoot himself in the back? That is very interesting. And if you watched our previous report, you'd also remember that this version is not aligning with what the security guard in the area told Sunday Times had happened on that morning. Again, this report is based on an article by City Press, and as such, it is based on allegations.
Dumisani, at this stage, I mean, there's so much that still needs to be confirmed when it comes to this case, because they also still haven't even found the firearm, for example, as well in all of this. Is there a sense of maybe conversations being had or anything coming out of the Zimbabwean government also with regards to this? Not because it's necessarily linked to the government, but of course this is the son of a former state official, state president, in fact, when it comes to Zimbabwe.
Yes, the government will be interested, just as the family, because they've had a lot of...
This individual here, the tall one that they seem to be taking into custody with the black hoodie and shorts on, if they are indeed taking him into custody, I don't understand why is he not in handcuffs.
Ashes with the law in Zimbabwe. Some of the cases I'm mentioning, they actually happened in Zimbabwe. They've been taken to court. Some of the cases they've been let to go. But the government has had it as taken more of a soft line towards them. They've treated them with kid gloves, primarily because of their family background, that they are sons of the late former president.
Yeah.
And also because their mother is influential. She's still in good books with the current government, even though the current president overthrew their father in that coup in 2017. So they are still protected.
Bellarmine is expected to appear in court tomorrow, along with the man that he was arrested with, and he says this man is also his security guard. Thank you so much for watching. Please stay safe. I will see you on the next one.